All right, clean bench. New clean bench. Time for a new project. It's gonna be this. A monogram. 65 Shelby GT350 Mustang. 24 scale. I know, I keep building these 24 scales and I just don't like them. But this one, I really like. I actually built this car. I have quite a history with this. As a child, I was infatuated with this car. And this is just one of the photos of it. And yes, that is a little Tim Custom cruising around the neighborhood in the 65 GT350 Mustang. Yes, this thing was so cool. What else can you say about that? So yeah, when I was a kid, I had this kit. I had some other versions of it, built them all. I'm going to revisit this for Sodak's naked model group build. So let's open the box and I'll show you what's inside. I have instructions. Yep. I have clear parts, clearly. And a white body. That is probably going to help, you know, do these kind of things with this. And this kit is really neat because it has some very specific parts to it. Most notably, one of them is it does have the 65 insert that goes in the dash. I'll just put that over there. And it has chassis stuff. It has these kind of doodads, the window vents for a 65. That is important for this build. It has the white Shelby hood and this fun piece here, which is the spare tire that goes inside the car, which is kind of neat. That made it race car like. And then it has some of the parts are off the trees. They're all in here. It's been inventoried. We have a seat. And have this other exhaust. You know what? That's probably going to be burn pile. Have the chrome tree, which that's wisely protected. And this is where some of the special parts are. This kit has the unique Shelby wheels. Those coming up all right? And those are really neat. And it has the unique 65 side exhaust with glass packs. That is completely approved. And then where's the all-important part? It's off the tree. This little guy right here. That is the dash pod specific to the 65 GT350. So that's an important piece. It has the terrible TRX tires. Those might get changed. I don't know. Kind of don't really like that. We got an engine, a balance. What's that? That would be a alternator. And some shocks. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on with this. And with it being the naked group build, I can't use any paint. So that's going to be kind of the fun challenge for this, is how to come up with a nice one of these, not using any paint. Now, one thing, within the instructions, we have decals. And looking at these on camera, they actually look way better on camera than they do in person. That was the thing that I was disappointed when I built this as a kid, is these decals were very thin, and when you applied them, they looked almost baby blue, which was not the correct color. And I think I'm going to try to do something about that. But we have these. We're going to just put them in there just to be safe. In order to do GT350 things, gonna have to have a friend. That's where this one comes in. And this one has been reissued 100 times to Sunday. This is the important one, though, because, as you see, it is molded in black. And it's going to give up. I think we're going to do an engine compartment swap by trimming this one out and putting, swap them. And then I have a black under hood. That's cool. I have a black interior. The interior is a little unique because this car has a back seat and this one has a flat seat for the spare tire. So I'm going to have to come up with something unique to cover up the back seat and have the spare tire black, not using paint. We'll see what I can come up with. But otherwise, I have some black seats, more burn pile exhaust, I think these are probably 66 GT350H things. A black hood, yep, we won't need that. Steering wheel looks the same, we might use that. See how I can come up with some silver and don't need those side scoops. I think that's a part of maybe the seat, the rear seat thing, possibly. The all-important black chassis and black engine components. More black engine components and suspension components. Oh, there's another seat. We have more clear parts, clearly. And the chrome tree is different. It has these wheels, which I always thought were just kind of ugly. I don't know. Why didn't they use those really cool ones? Oh, but it does have the 65. No, that's the 66 style dash. So the other kit has the 65 style dash. They are different. This one is a bit racier with round gauges. And the other one is a sweep speedometer. But got some taillights and headlight buckets, chrome carburetor, air cleaner, and more instructions. And what else? Oh, we got one of these. That's important. That'll get used. And gold stripes, because it's a Hertz. It's a Rent-A-Racer. And that's kind of how that works. We want to be using those, not for this car, which is what we're trying to do. So let's get busy on this one. Okay, I have the white Mustang and the black Mustang. Clearly, no, these are not clear. So here's what I have to do. I have this engine compartment and my trusty X-Acto knife, and I'm going to use the back side of it. And I'm going to scribe along there, and along here, and along here, cutting this one out. Oh, and I'm going to have to get a blade. Wait, I do have a blade. And then cut somewhere in here to remove this white engine compartment. Repeat the process on the black body to put the black engine compartment into the white body to conform with Sodak's naked group build rules, because I do not plan to put any paint on this model. Might be some lotions and potions, but no pain. That's the rule. So let's get busy. So as I said, I'm going to use the saw to do these cuts here, because it's probably a little bit less dicey. Ha, that's funny, dicey. That's what we're doing. So, saw, 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 saw. You know how this goes. Be sure to check your work. Don't want to cut the nose off to spite your Mustang. I think that's probably good enough. And I still got a little bit of this battery. It's kind of in the way of this little bit of surgery. Good to know. What I'm trying to do is keep this edge, so when the hood goes on, I do have a white edge, because I think it's like that on the real car. And it'll just help things going down the road, I think. It might be a little bit more tedious to cut right in this area instead of on that edge, but I think it's going to be better in the end. So let's continue this project. So I've switched to this blade. I don't know. It looks like it was found on the bottom of the Titanic, which it might have been, but it's a little pointy saw blade. How sharp it is, I don't know, but it's actually helped do these cuts in the corner. Just and I got another one to do right here, and once you just got to go slow and sneak up on things. That's the kind of goal, and it will go where it needs to go. Again, once it's going, I'm not really putting that much pressure on the saw and letting it do its thing, and then I just kind of snap it. And this is about to pop out, so I'm looking to see where my last bits of uncut are. I think it's right here in this battery area. Like I said, that's kind of got real thick plastic. So I'm going to continue on this. Hopefully this comes out sometime soon. So I've switched to this blade. I don't know. It looks like it was found on the bottom of the Titanic, which it might have been, but it's a little pointy saw blade. How sharp it is, I don't know, but it's actually helped do these cuts in the corner. Just and I got another one to do right here, and once you you just got to go slow and sneak up on things. That's the kind of goal. And it will go where it needs to go. Again, once it's going, I'm not really putting that much pressure on the saw and letting it do its thing. And then I just kind of snap it. And this is about to pop out. So I'm looking to see where my last bits of uncut are. I think it's right here in this battery area. And I said that's kind of got real thick plastic. So I'm going to continue on this. Hopefully this comes out sometime soon. And there it is. So let's rinse and repeat and do the same thing on the black one. I know that this is just riveting material, but no, that's not what I wanted to use. We'll use this one to start with. Yeah, more of this. But this is fun. Cutting plastic. Okay, I have removed this using all of the X-Acto knives and see what this does. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's going to be neat. And this is without any kind of, this is like the first test fit. Not even trying to sand or just see. Yeah, needs a little bit of adjustment up on the front. But that's going to look really neat. That looks just like a Shelby. And guess what? This does not. Maybe I build this one too. Probably not. Maybe. What do you think? Burn pile? Okay. So I have got this tacked in, and I used a variety of Tamiya's juices. The quick and the not so quick. And that's working pretty good because, you know, we don't have any paint involved. But something that's kind of bothering me is there's a little bit of a gap on either side. And that is likely just from the material being removed from the cutting process. And it's just something you kind of got to deal with. So how I'm going to deal with that is dug into my Duro styrene, and I got some of the 15 by 40 flavor, and peeled out this little strip, and I'm going to kind of just cut me a strip and put it on the inside here, glue that in, and that should eliminate. You guys are going to know that there was a gap here, but you're really not going to see it when it's done, or it's not going to be very obvious. So let me get that done, and then we're going to move on to some other part of this build. Stay tuned. All right, so here's the start of the GT350 naked build. As you can see, I got a black interior, and now the black engine compartment, and a black chassis. The black, duh, came from, you guys figured out, you're smart. All that black came from this kit, You guys are smart. You figured that out. And the next thing we're going to do is I did get those wheels out. Just kind of wanted to see what they look like. And yeah, they look pretty neat. They don't really match the Kragers on my childhood hot rod neighbor. But I think I'm going to use them. I don't know about the tires though. Might find some better tires. This piece is going to need some work. Because obviously it's white and it needs to be black. And we can't use paint. So I think I have a plan for this stuff. So this seems like a good stopping point for right now. Next time, we're going to tackle some more things and see what we can come up with to make this a super cool GT350 for Sodak's Naked Models group build. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do, because I have all kinds of model car stories to tell. Thanks for watching.